Welcome members to the cryptocurrency weekly update. Let's go straight to what I believe my theory is that GBTC, the ETF for Bitcoin, is kind of the trailblazer, my guiding light through this what's going to be a fairly long and interesting and volatile journey with twists and turns. That was still quite early on, I think, in the whole thing of how this cryptocurrency adventure plays out, and I'm glad we're in so early. But here's that weekly chart, and there's a very strong trend line there going back to May of 2017. That there, and bouncing along all the way, and it just had a very overblown version that kind of echoed the stock market actually, and then bouncing back, and just like the stock market, rising, bouncing off. That is really nice action there. It followed through, which is the main thing. This wasn't a false bounce. There's our bounce from last week, and it followed through on that bounce. Love it. Very nice. And I did say last week that now's the time to get in. This is a great buy point. There it is. And I added to positions there. So I think this is generally what it was just a huge influx of money that triggered off all kinds of more people putting in money, like a domino effect. That money got a bit worried. The dumb money always does, that comes in late, and then that money got sucked back out again. Stocks and cryptos alike. It wasn't even any selling. I don't think it was just they were just buying suddenly stopped, and lack of buying alone is enough to send markets down. And I think that's what's looking like it's what happened. Everything's back on course nicely there, and we've got a confirmation of that this week. Let's look at the daily chart of GBTC. And there we see that bounce. Picture perfect, actually, like bouncing off that 200 day as if it was made of bricks. And up, follow through. Little bit of a correction on Friday, nothing wrong with that. In fact, if anything, what you could see here was these buying days. On the selling days, volume dropped off. On a selling day, volume dropped off. That's a bullish thing. And it's upwards and onwards from here, I suspect strongly. So let's check in with the league table, Premier Division of cryptocurrencies, and what's happened here. Let's refresh this. Bitcoin has extended its lead. In fact, it's looks like Ethereum was catching up for a while there. Now it's got back to where it was actually, where Bitcoin is double the capitalization of Ethereum. In other developments though, Ripple is starting to close its own little lead here now, so that and Ethereum is double what it was of Ripple. Bitcoin Cash is really a spin-off of Bitcoin, so that's all part and parcel. The big change of the week though has been Litecoin moving up the ranks steadily there. Now Litecoin, as you know, has been one I've been going on about for a while, even when it was way down here. So that is, and Stellar's hanging in there well with the ones I've got my eyes on there. So I think a lot of people talk about Dash and so on. It's interesting to see, but Litecoin is the one I've been watching, and that's the one that's been pushing higher. And this leads here, but I see it, the way I see it is Bitcoin is more retail, Ethereum is more business to business, but still early on with its applications. Ripple is basically the bank's version of the Bitcoin, so the advantage they have there is that they control the Visa, MasterCard, etc. They definitely got an edge, even though I think it defies the whole principle of the cryptocurrency thing. It's not, it's supposed to be a limited amount. Otherwise, what have you got here? And this is an interesting conversation I have with myself this week. I have it with myself because really nobody's going to listen. Is that how do you define a fiat cryptocurrency? To my mind, Ripple is a fiat cryptocurrency because it's not. There's no. That's there's nothing. Well, I mean, there's nothing backing up Bitcoin either. But at least there's a limited supply. You could have this conversation all day long. It's like, well, the dollar, for example, is a fiat currency because it's not backed up by anything, right? But what's gold then? Gold is a fiat something because that's not backed. Where does it stop? But are cryptocurrencies fiat currencies? That's an interesting question. I think if you were going to, what makes Bitcoin valuable is that there's a limited supply. And by a limited supply, that makes it mineable. And if you look down this list here, you'll see the ones with asterisks are not mineable, which means there is an unlimited supply. That doesn't mean they're not going to do well, and I'm not going to be investing in them. I'm just saying I think that's going to have an impact on who wins in the end. So just an interesting point there now. So let's check in with my Stockfolio app here. Come back to that in a second. Okay, so there's Bitcoin. Let's narrow this screen a bit for us. So, hang on, let's just zoom in a bit. So there's Bitcoin, and this bounce hasn't exactly been eloquent. It violated the 200-day, then got on its way, which is fine. That's why I'm looking at the GBTC, you know, because that chart there, I think, is going to be balance out some of the volatility, and that's why I've got my eye on it. And then there's Ethereum. Trying to get this screen smaller for us, but it's not cooperating. And there's the bounce. This one much cleaner, and the downtrend wasn't as badly broken as it was with Bitcoin. In fact, if I was to draw a line like that, you'd see, you know, really no trend lines were broken with Ethereum. That's very exciting. Here's Ripple. That had a very nice bounce, actually. I do like Ripple, even though it's, you know, sponsored by the banks, and off it goes. That was a real picture perfect bounce there. Litecoin, the big mover on the league table, that had a very tidy little bounce, and a nice little consolidation here since, actually. Like that one. Here's Stellar. This one, definitely the downtrend was never even broken. This is a strong looking cryptocurrency, and I've been talking about this for a long time now. Look at that. That's a nice clean uptrend. It wasn't really touched much. Dash, the most popular one, that's why I talk about it really. A bit of a sloppy correction there, a bit like Bitcoin's there, not as strong as some of the others. Because remember how they respond in the correction is instructive for the way ahead. Here's that artificial intelligence one, KuCoin, a new one. Went down a bit and then just got this very strong little sideways pattern consolidating. Still very confident about that one. So let's talk about BitClub Network. The BitClub Network is the when you get a mining pool, and you know that you should be on board that now. If you're not, here is. Go to bitclubnetwork.com and get a share in a mining pool. I'm your sponsor. That's what we need to enter, bits and pieces. I've noticed there's lots of people who've signed up for the free like the $99 membership, and you haven't. That's not the membership. You have to choose a mining pool, like the ones I've shown you, and they range from like $1,000 to $5,000 or $3,000 and so on. You need to pay in Bitcoin Cash, and that's what you get from your wallet, your digital wallet, which you sign up for at Coinbase.com. Deposit some money at Coinbase.com. Convert your money into Bitcoin Cash, not Bitcoin, and then you need that. That's what you're going to need to be able to, you know, buy your mining shares. Okay, or if you've already got your membership, your $99 one, they need to upgrade it then by actually buying some mining shares. Your $99 membership isn't going to do anything really. That's just the entrance fee. So if you've already signed up for that, now's the time. Bitcoin is bouncing. You need to get those mining shares now. Small things like, you know, on the email signature, when you're sending emails to people, just put down there, PS, you know, say something about Bitcoin, link them to one of their videos. You've got lots of resources there to choose from that they give you. And that's very easy. It's a very informative website to just to look around. And just a message to my members, actually. I had lots of questions about the Rogue Trader system, as we're on the subject of, you know, just trading generally, and the members are watching. The track record from the first season of 2018 is as follows. I've just been told these are the trades on the options: 54%, 238%, 147%. On the stock, because there wasn't any good options prices, there was 16%, 11%. So it's going really well. And I think that's what finally happens here. The system has always predicted earnings beats, but the market has been acting weird because, I don't know, it's just been a weird market. It hasn't corrected. But I think finally what this means is that the market is acting normally and healthily again, because the system is predicting the beats and it's you know, acting accordingly. If you want to order this, you know all about it. That's the website. There's an order form there for you, thesecretstocks.com. Okay, so that's all for now. All going well. I will speak to you next time.